and the purpose as to why I do everything that I do to the T. Okay. So I wake up, I pray to God, and usually when I'm praying to God, I'm just practicing a lot of gratitude. Thank you, God, for waking me up on another day. Thank you for this energy. Thank you for the abundance in my life. Thank you for my mom. Thank you for my dad. Thank you for my little brother. Thank you for my goddaughter, Dariana. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for my team. Thank you for the momentum in my business. Thank you for Mornings with Nano. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I just sit there and I thank God for everything that He has provided me with in my life. And, I ask for guidance. I ask for courage and energy to go out there and have an incredible day. And, I just have a conversation with him. My goal every day is to, build a closer relationship with God as well. So, me waking up and making it a priority to pray and talk to him every morning before I even grab my phone, before I talk to anybody, that really has helped me strengthen my relationship with God over the last few years of me doing this morning routine. And it has been a game changer for me. So, I wake up, pray, and gratitude is number one. Now, the reason why you want to express gratitude in the morning, guys, is because no negativity, no fear, no doubt can exist when practicing gratitude. Now, most people, when they wake up, they have thoughts of doubt, fear, insecurities, right? They don't know if they're going to have a good day. They have these negative thoughts in their mind. And remember, whatever you pour into your mind within the first 5 to 10 minutes of you waking up is what will determine the direction of your thoughts for the rest of the day. So you got to make sure that those first 5 to 10 minutes of you waking up are filled with gratitude and positive affirmations and just good vibes, guys. Just great energy, no negative, no doubts, no fears, no insecurities. You just want to make sure that they're just filled with so much positivity. So I really take pride in, just being completely aware and conscious of what goes into my mind those first 5 or 10 minutes. So after I pray and do gratitude, I have my goal card. So if you don't have a goal card, I highly recommend you to have a goal card. The reason for that is because you want to have a sheet of paper on in your life that you can put in your pocket, that you can take anywhere with you. I recommend an index card. If you can get it laminated, even better, so it can last you longer. But I have an index card that has my goals written on it. And I write my goals in the present tense. I am so happy and grateful now that. Okay. So right now, one of my goals and one of the goals that I am, looking to accomplish, I'll tell you guys two of them, is my goal is to earn $50,000 a month and to develop 10 six-figure earners within my business. So every morning when I wake up, I read that goal card and I actually read it as I'm brushing my teeth. So what I do is to make myself uncomfortable, I'm usually right hand dominant. Okay, so what I do is I brush my teeth with my left hand so I can start my day already uncomfortable. But what that also does is that activates the other side of my brain, the left hand side of my brain, which is the creative side, because now I'm using my left hand and it's doing something that it's not used to. My mind, all the years of my life, before I started doing this for 24 years, okay, all it's known is brush his teeth with its right hand. Okay. But the moment I start to brush my teeth with my left hand, okay, my mind starts to wonder. My brain is like, what is this doing? This never happened before. You start to change the way your brain, operates and simulates. And that's very, very important. So I brush my teeth with my left hand. And on my other hand, I have my goal card and I'm just constantly reading my goal to myself. I am so happy and grateful now. I am so happy and grateful now. And I'm just over and over and over as I'm reading the goal card, I'm brushing my teeth and remember guys, I'm just saturating my mind with my goals, making sure that, the first few thoughts that I put into my mind are just my goals, gratitude, God, positivity. Like it's very, very important. And mind you guys, this whole time I have not yet touched my phone. I'm probably like 5 to 10 minutes into my morning routine now. So once I'm done with that, I have an auto suggestion exercise that I do. So I'm done brushing my teeth. I do my auto suggestion exercise now. Now, I'm not going to be able to go into it fully here because that's a whole nother training for auto suggestion. But if you guys want to get into it, this is not something that you guys have to do. I just recently started doing it about 3 4 months ago. So this is something that I just recently added new to my morning routine. But if you go on the book Think and Grow Rich, if you have it, okay, if you go to chapter 4, all right, it's on auto suggestion, and there's an exercise that he really recommends that all successful individuals should do. Now, I want you guys to know Think and Grow Rich has created more millionaires than any other book in the world. Okay, so the reason why I do this is because auto suggestion is a method that is used to get your goals and the positive information from your conscious mind into your subconscious mind. And it's just such an important method that so many more people should learn about and use. So I use this auto suggestion desire exercise, and what I do is I read it. I have it posted on my wall, okay, and I read it to myself, and you have to read it out loud. Okay. And basically it goes something like this. It goes, by November 1st, 2021, I will be earning over $50,000 a month that will come to me in various amounts of incomes. And, it goes on and it tells you what you're willing to give up for it. And, what are you going to do in the capacity of a leader, so on and so forth. But, if you get the book, Think and Grow Rich, you can go to the chapter 4, auto suggestion, and it'll help you break it down. So what I do is I read it out loud, and then I visualize it for about a minute and a half to 2 minutes. And I just sit there and I see myself in possession of the money. I see myself in possession of the goal. So by the time I've done my prayer and gratitude, I've read my goal card, I brushed my teeth, and I've done my auto suggestion exercise, by this time I'm already about 10 minutes into my morning routine. Okay. Now I have poured massive, massive value into my mind within the first 10 minutes. Now what I'm doing is getting ready to go meditate. But before I meditate, I want you guys to know this, okay? It's very important for you to drink a good glass of water, okay? I recommend drinking good alkaline water, okay, or good spring water. The reason for that is you want to feed your body the best fluids that it needs. And as you guys know, our body is more than 70-80% water. So some of the times when we wake up, we're not really tired, we're just dehydrated. So if you drink a good glass of water, at least a good 16 to 20 ounces of some good water, and you eat a fruit, you eat some blueberries in the morning, which is brain food, or you eat an apple, like Jim Rohn says, an apple a day will keep the doctors away. I usually stick between those two fruits right there: blueberries, apples, and maybe sometimes bananas. But I make sure that I feed my body something that is going to energize me, that's going to make me feel good, that's going to allow me to be at my tip top shape. And that's very, very important. All right, guys. And that's key for all of you. So once I've done that, now I'm ready to go meditate. Now, I've been blessed with the opportunity to now live on a beach. Okay, so every morning I wake up and I go to the beach and I live on the beach. So I literally think about your backyard being the beach. That's how it is for me. I go down, I walk 200 feet, and I'm on the beach. So, but before I had access to the beach, I love to do my morning routine in a park, in nature. I like to get out of my house. Remember, your house, that's your comfort zone. Okay. Now, if you got to do it in your house because that's all you got, then do it. Okay. But if you have a park near you, if you have somewhere outside that you can go do it outside. Okay. And now is when you start getting into, some of the actions that you have to take when it comes to your morning routine. Now, before I tell you about the actions, I want you to understand something. Okay. You have to set an intention before every action you take. Okay. Now, what do I mean? You have to make sure that you understand what is the purpose behind everything that you're going to do moving forward now. Okay, so like the next thing I'm gonna do now after I drink my water and I, eat my fruit is I'm gonna meditate. Okay, but what's my intention behind meditation? What do I want to get out of this meditation? Do I want to do this for me to clear my mind and my body of anything that's not serving me? Do I want to do this to just practice gratitude? Do I want to do this to, let go of anything in particular? There's so many more reasons that you can meditate for. And what I recommend, guys, and what's been my favorite meditation up until now, I was using Headspace at the beginning. It's an app that you can download called Headspace. You got to pay for it eventually. But if you want to get some good free meditation, go to YouTube and go to Boho Meditation. Boho. They have great 10 to 15-minute meditations that you can actually use that, are very easy. They're guided. They help you through every single step of the way. They have meditations for peace. They have meditations for eliminating fear. They have meditations for letting go. They have so many different types of meditation. And, what I do is I sit there and I meditate for anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes, depending on how I'm feeling at the moment. Okay. And I make sure that I set that intention. And remember, setting an intention is not just about, knowing it in your mind, is about telling it to yourself. So before I go into the meditation, I'll take a quick stop. I reset. I'm like, okay, for this meditation, I want to I want to use this meditation to allow me to let go of any fears, of any doubts and any insecurities that I have. And I want to clear my mind and fill it with nothing but positive vibes. So now I know why I'm going into this meditation. So guess what I'm doing during that meditation? I'm letting go of fears, doubts, and I'm filling my mind up with positive information because All right, let's get this call rocking. Let me sharing X, and there we are. Grand Rising Familia, Grand Rising. Happy Thursday. I hope everybody is having a beautiful start to your days. I hope everybody's feeling good. I am so blessed, so excited to be here. If everybody can hear me, see me good, can I get some 111s in the chat box? As you guys can see, my girl Hazel's back here with me. What's up, mommy? But I'm excited. I'm blessed. Just want to make sure. Takuya, what's up, Papa? How you doing, bro? We got love all the way from Japan, baby. I love it. Shout out to the Japan family. But yeah, guys, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be back. I'm looking forward to this amazing call, man. I'm just so blessed, so excited. I pray all of you guys are having a phenomenal start to your days. What audio was that? That's actually Mornings with Nano podcast. That is season 3, episode 6. You can actually get it for free. You can listen to all my podcasts on Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and SoundCloud. I have some really, really good podcasts that you guys can learn from. And it's really, really dope. I was just going over my morning routine there, which is, really, really good audio you guys can listen to. But I'm excited today. I have a very good topic. But before we get started with today's call, I want us to get into some gratitude first, just more open up our hands. So real quick, what is one thing you guys are grateful for on this beautiful Thursday morning? How you guys feeling today? What has God told you this morning? Let me know a little bit about that. How is everybody feeling this morning? Because I'm feeling so good this morning. Everything feels so aligned. Every time I get a chance to jump back on, the calls, it always makes me grateful. So I'm grateful for God. I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for, my mom, my dad, my little brother, my goddaughter, Dariana, my godson, Wiley. I'm extremely grateful for my team, everyone in Digital Dynasty. I'm grateful for everyone who's on this call right now. I'm grateful for my sis, actually, Kat. She got me this painting. I haven't got a chance to put it up, but I'm about to start fixing up my office, guys. I'm about to make this look very cool now. So now that I've renewed my lease, I'm gonna be, doing this. But shout out to my sis Kat. I had told her that, I want some paintings, and I want to be able to use your paintings as my background. And she's so dope at what she does. So look, I don't know if you guys can see this though, but I want to kind of show you guys because I haven't showed it to anybody. So she used 2 of my favorite quotes, obviously. The journey is the reward, not the destination. I don't know if you guys can see this right here, but right there, that's my favorite Bible verse, which is Job 5:17. You can see the long in the back, live, and then you can see the nano right here. I don't know if you look close enough. The nano's there. Life is not just a passing of time. It's the collection of experiences. She put the little chains on Pikachu as well, which was pretty cool. And, I always got my chains on, as you guys know. So it was pretty dope. She's absolutely amazing. I'm very excited. I'm going to be buying more of her art for my background She also wrote a nice little letter in the back for me, a nice little message. Through the heart, we understand the world, which I thought was super dope. But yeah, guys, she's absolutely amazing. One of my favorite artists, and she handed that, So I gotta get it looking nice. I'm gonna put a lot of art behind me. She's gonna basically be the person that I leverage in terms of my art. She's absolutely amazing. You guys should give her a follow. Her Instagram is at CJNZ underscore is her Instagram, if I'm not mistaken, at CJNZ underscore. I think it's something like that. You guys will find her. She's an absolute savage artist, and you guys can follow her as well on my story. She's great. Take a look at some of her artwork. She has some amazing, amazing artwork. So I'm grateful for her, starting to help me hook up my office. Right now, I got the books, but I'm excited to just really, hook up my office, make it look like a whole podcast studio, which is something that I'm in the works on. So I'm blessed. I'm excited. But let's get started with today's topic. Today, I wanted to talk about belief and how to build your belief level. And I learned this training not too long ago on how to build a strong belief system. Okay. And as you guys know, building your belief system is everything, because the money that you make is a reflection of your belief system. The rank that you are in your business, or in your job, or whatever it is that you do, is a reflection of your belief system. Everything that you have in your life is a reflection of your belief system. So I think it's important that we go over the fastest ways and the factors that are required to building a strong belief system. So if you're ready to take notes, put some 111s in the chat box if you're ready to take notes on these four factors to building your belief level. Okay, I want you guys to write down this quote. We're gonna start off this call just like this. Number one, actually, that's not number one, but I just want you guys to write this down. All right, listen to this. This is key. The easiest thing you're going to do is make six figures. The hardest thing you're going to do is believe you can do it. Okay, so I'm going to repeat that again. The easiest thing you're going to do is hit 6 or 7 figures. The hardest thing you're going to do is believe it. So the easiest thing we're going to do is get to a 6 and 7 figure income, because the work is the easy part. The hard part is believing it. That's the hard part. The hard part is believing you could do it. And I remember hearing that for the first time and wondering, like, wait, what do you mean the easiest thing I'm going to do is hit 6 figures? The hardest thing I'm going to do is believe it, because we have so many limiting beliefs and so many things that happen in our lives that cause us not to believe in the things that we truly want. We have so many factors that play a part around us that actually decrease our belief level instead of increase our belief level. So I'm going to go over the factors that are not only decreasing your belief level, but also make you aware of how you can better in those areas so that you can increase your belief levels. Because the same factors that are going to help you build your belief level are also the same factors that are destroying your belief level. So I want you guys to pay very close attention to what I'm going to be covering on today's call, because this is a double-edged sword type of training. What do I mean by double-edged sword? Right? Which means that what I'm giving you to help you to help you build your belief system is also what's destroying your belief system. So it's using this as an awareness and as a wake-up call to remind you, like, hey, I need to work on these things and I need to feed the right side of it, not the wrong side of it. So the 4 factors, all right, there's 4 factors to building your belief system. Number 1 is your environment. Okay, your environment. Most important thing in the whole entire world is your environment. A lot of people tell me, Nano, why did you move to Miami? Because of the environment. Nano, why do you pay so much for rent? Because of my environment. Okay. I understood very early on, when you grow up where I grew up in the hood, Washington Heights, drugs being sold on every corner, homeless people sleeping on the street wherever I'm at, gang banging, all of this stuff, it's a tough environment. It's a very hard environment where everywhere you look, there's just something going on, something negative, it's just drugs and alcohol and people and this, remember, that's your environment. That's what you see every day. That's what you hear every day. That's what you taste every day. That's what you touch every day. All these things. So your environment it determines a lot. This is one of my favorite quotes. You are not a product of your environment. Your environment is a product of you. Because you hear the saying says, hey, you are a product of your environment. But then my mentor told me, he said, no, you're not a product of your environment. Your environment is a product of you. And I sat there and I remember him saying that to me. And I'm like, wait. Repeat it again, because you got to listen to it a couple times to actually understand what he's trying to comprehend and trying to help you understand, right? So I'm not a product of my environment. My environment is a product of me, which means I create the environment based off of my belief level, based off of my beliefs, my wants, my desires, my. So if my environment is a product of me, in order for my environment to change, what needs to change? If I want my environment to change, who needs to change then? Right? Who needs to change if the environment has to change? Let's see. Right? Who do we got here? Me, you got to change. Right? So I started to realize that when I first learned this, right? Because I was sitting there and I'm like, okay, I'm not a product of my environment. I got to get out of this. Okay. So if I'm not a product of my environment is a product of me, then I need to change so I can change my environment. Because if I don't change, then my environment is not going to change. So I had to start focusing on what I needed to do as a person to change myself so that my environment could change because I changed. So if your environment hasn't changed, it's because you haven't changed enough. You haven't stayed consistent enough. You haven't worked hard enough to change, because like they say, the outside is a reflection of the inside. And some of you guys may be like, well, Neno, you don't understand. I grew up here. I was born here. Well, unfortunately, it plays a part. It's not your fault. It wasn't my fault that I grew up in the hood, right? But it was my parents' fault. And they did all that they could to get me where it was that we were, but it was no longer their job to move me forward, right? They say that, you're born looking like your parents, but you die looking like your choices. I was born looking like my parents, but I die looking like my choices. So it's not my fault that we were born poor, but it will be my fault if we die poor. So I knew that I had to be the determining factor in us changing it. So if you're on this call and if you're listening to this on Instagram or on YouTube, you need to know that you're the chosen one to make the change in your life so that you can change the environment for not only your family, but for the generations to come. Do you want your family? Let me ask you guys a question really quick. Some of you guys may live in nice environments, right? But currently, where you are right now, would you want your family right now or your future family to be raised in the environment that you're in right now? Truthfully, yes or no? Would you want your family right now that you have right now or your future family to grow up and be raised where you are right now? Because even though I live in a beautiful place and I'm grateful, even me, I'm like, no, like I love where I live and this would be a great place to raise my family, but I want to raise them a little bit more on another side of things, right? So as you guys can see, a lot of us are like, no, negative, okay? And some of us may already live in some nice places, which is also okay. But we also need to understand that we need to change, which is the most important part. And understanding that area, yes, circumstances, no, yes. So exactly. So regardless, even if you're in the nice area, maybe the circumstances may not be where you want them to be at. So, something I've learned is that don't try to change your environment, change you. When you change you, the environment naturally changes. Okay. But here's the challenge. Here's the challenge. Don't get too used to the environment that you're in. You got to get uncomfortable. You got to get uncomfortable. Because think about it, guys. You become the sum average of the most people you spend the most time with. So if you're spending time with people and in environments where everyone is broke, everyone is not striving to be the best version of themselves. Okay, you're in environments that are not positive, that are not uplifting, then it's a pretty good chance that you're going to become a product of that environment, because that's what ends up happening. You end up listening to people, you end up looking at things, and then you become that. And then what ends up happening is, because you become that, you create that environment that's on the outside, which is why they say that your environment is a product of you, because you create the environment based off of what you're seeing, what you're believing, what you're saying, what you saw on a day-to-day basis. I remember this. Okay. And what I had to do was I needed to change, because if you don't change, nothing changes. And I started to work on changing my environment. So then, how did I change my environment? I couldn't control it, right? I couldn't control the fact that I was living in a 3-bedroom apartment at my house, right? So I started to do something called dream building. My thing was, I needed to start pasting pictures on my walls of the things that I wanted to live. So I pasted pictures of penthouses on the water. I pasted pictures of the cars I wanted to drive. I pasted pictures of the places I wanted to travel to. As a matter of fact, I can actually show you guys my, let me show you guys my vision board. Look at this. Let me show you guys my vision board really quick. Right, I created this digital vision board I think it was like a year ago, almost 2 years ago. But look, this is the vision board I created. This is my digital vision board. You guys can't see the corner right there because it's covered with my. Figure out how to fix that. But as you guys can see, this is just more like a materialistic vision board more than anything. But to the top left is like my favorite watch in the world that I've always wanted. Right next to it is the Bentley Tower that I want to live on the beach. As you can see, I have right next to that building, I have like me on stage speaking in front of thousands of people, being a motivational speaker. I want to go to all the World Series. There's my dream car. I have Bitcoin there because obviously I want to become a 7-figure crypto portfolio earner. I have the places I want to travel to. That's my house right there in San Diego, California, La Jolla, on the water, super beautiful. These are the rice fields of Bali. I have Mauritius, I have family, I have a yacht right there. I got God, I got a lot of different things here. But the reason was I used to do this. I had this pasted all over my house when I was living in my 3-bedroom apartment. And what's funny was I used to have on my vision board what I'm living today. So this is my vision board now moving forward. But back then on my vision board, right, I had on my vision board the things that I live today, right? The places I travel to today, the money that I'm making today. Okay, I don't have a car, but I've been able to drive these cars. I've been able to wear these watches. I've been able to do all these things because I remember visualizing and sitting down and saying, yo, one day I'll be there. One day I'll have my own place. One day, I'll drive this car. One day I'm going to go here. One day I'm going to make this amount of money. So I had these things because I had to immerse, right? There's this word, it's called immersion. You got to fully immerse yourself in this new environment. Even though you're still living where you are right now, you kind of have to make yourself, in a way, look at these things that are pasted on your walls like they are already yours. Okay, so I put on the wall a picture of a penthouse on the beach. A couple years later, I was living in a penthouse on the beach. You know what I'm saying? I put the Rolls Royces and I put the Ferraris and the Lamborghinis on my vision board. Now, I currently don't own one of them, but I lived in a place where I saw them every single day. My best friends bought the cars. I drove the cars. I was able to sit in the cars, and eventually in the next year or so, I'll be able to buy my own car, right? Because that's how it all works. God has a way, to put the circumstances, and the people in your life to allow you to see these dreams even closer, right? So I started to see more of these things, but guess what? It was because I was immersed in the experience of the environment that I was creating for myself. So for some of us, you guys got to practice this. Practice pasting pictures on your walls, because I was teaching on my call yesterday. If it's out of sight, it is out of mind. But if it's in sight, it's in mind. You don't want it to be out of sight. Me, I wanted to move out of my parents' house. I was a 26-year-old man living with my parents, 25, 26-year-old. Nothing wrong with it. I get it. You know, if you got to do what you got to do, you do it, right? Because at the end of the day, even sometimes I look back and I'm like, man, I kind of wish I was at my parents' house saving all this money on this rent that I got to pay. But obviously, eventually you got to grow up out of it and stuff like that. And you got to become your own man. But even sometimes I'm like, man, I wish I was still back at my parents' house, man. My mom cooks for me. She does my laundry. You know, it's just such a beautiful experience. Now I got to do all the laundry. Now I got to do all the cleaning. Now I got to do all the cooking. And, you know, it kind of sucks sometimes, but I guess it's what comes with growing up. But I'm grateful because now I do have my own environment. You know, now I did create this. Now I'm able to live this life. But it started with my old environment. It started with me living in a place that was hard for most people to get out of, but I saw myself for more, right? I saw myself for more than that. Another thing I used to practice. So I used to live on the 6th floor, right? So every day I took the elevator. I wasn't taking the elevator up to the 6th floor in my 3-bedroom apartment. I was actually taking the elevator up to my penthouse. I used to visualize this. I was kind of like, in a way, creating an environment where in my mind, I was living somewhere else, but I was still there in the hood in a way. Like, for example, I live here in Miami, right? I live here, but I don't live on the beach. I used to live on the beach. I lived on the beach when I first moved to Miami, when I was living there with all my other roommates. Now I live by myself. So my goal is to move back to the beach by myself. So every night before I go to bed, I play wave sounds in the background, right? Why am I doing that? Because even though I'm living here, in my mind, I'm sleeping on the beach. I have the wave sounds in the background. So as I'm sleeping, I hear the sounds of the waves splashing against the sand. And I just imagine myself living, and I just see my door open and I'm just hearing the sounds of the waves in the background. And right? And I see it and I appreciate it. But what am I doing? Even though I'm here, I'm creating the environment that I want for myself. But I know that in order for me to get to that environment, I need to continue to grow. I need to continue to read the books. I need to continue to change my ways. So if you're on this call, you got to remember, you got to work on yourself. You got to work on you. You got to make sure that your environment, you got to change it. Okay. You got to go out and do something different. All right. Another thing I did with my environment, believe it or not, guys, when I was broke, I used to go to the most expensive restaurants in New York. And what I did was I would go to these expensive restaurants when they were least busy. So let's say, for example, one of the places I went to was called Del Frisco's in New York. It's on 6th Ave. Okay, if anybody knows Del Frisco's, is one of the most beautiful restaurants and one of the most expensive steakhouses in New York. Super dope, right? So, you know, if you're gonna sit there, you know, you're gonna pay $200-300 for a dinner. But I didn't have that kind of money. So what I would do was, let's say they opened at 5 o'clock. I know that if I go at 5 on the dot, I know that they're gonna have a reservation for me. So what I would do was I would go to these restaurants. I would go in at the moment they open. Mind you, guys, this is me broke. I barely have $100. I'm barely getting paid. But I said, you know what? I need the experience. I need to know what it's gonna be like to sit in these environments, right? So I would go sit down. I would only order, I remember I'd only order the calamari as my appetizer. The calamari was like, I think like $20. That's when you know it's expensive, when calamari is like 20, $22. I can't remember the exact thing. I wouldn't drink at all. I would just have my water. I told her to bring me some lemon. And I would eat my calamari, and I would drink it with some water with lemon. Less than $30 for the total meal with tip included. And you know what I would do? I would just sit there and I would look at the menu. And I would see how much the steaks cost, how much it would cost. Like if I got a tomahawk steak and I added
the lobster on top with the asparagus. And like I started to just visualize. I started to look around and looked at the kind of people that were there and the conversation. I would eavesdrop on the conversations that the people around me were having. And I was just sitting there in the experience, and I would talk to myself, and I would be like, yo, one day I'm gonna be able to come in here and I'm not gonna worry about the price. One day I'm gonna be able to come in here and I'm gonna be able to order whatever it is that I want, and I'm gonna take the tab, and I'm not gonna worry about how much it costs because I have more than enough money. And I started to put myself in these environments just because I wanted to know what it felt like to sit in the seat, what it felt like to have a good waiter. Like I started to do these things. I started to immerse myself in the experiences, right? Because I wanted to do that. And guess what? Today I can do those things. So you guys may be like, yo, that's crazy. But now today I could go buy a tomahawk steak and pay $300 for a dinner, $400 for a dinner, and not worry about it because I did that in the past. I remember telling myself, yo, one day you'll be able to buy these steaks. You'll be able to pay this tab. You'll be able to do that. But I was in those environments when I was broke and I barely had $100 to my name, and I was paying $30 for some calamari and some water. Why was I doing that? Because I needed to change my environment. I needed to know what it felt like to see this menu, to sit at these restaurants, to see the people, how they operated, how they thought, all of these things. Another thing I did, right? Another thing I did. In New York, as you guys know, is one of the most beautiful places, bro. I would go to the 11th Avenue. For those that know, in New York, 11th Avenue in New York is where all the car dealerships are. So I would go to 11th Avenue and I would go to Mercedes. I would go to BMW. I would go to these places and I would sit down and I would walk in like I was going to buy a car. Like, hey, today I'm here to buy my car. I just kind of want to see what are the requirements, what's needed, what are the deposits, so on and so forth. Yo, and I would go in there like if I was going in to buy a car, I would go in there, nicely dressed because I didn't want them to judge me. So it wasn't like I was going over there in sweatpants and stuff. I would actually show up in a nice button-up t-shirt, so on and so forth, boom, 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 nice shoes, nice haircut. And I would show up like if I was going to buy a car. Obviously, I don't even have enough money in my bank account to even buy a car, even put a deposit. But in my mind, I do. So I was doing it to create the experiences. Remember, it's all about the experiences that I was doing. So boom, I would walk in. Yo, I really like this G-Wagon right here. This has been always one of my dream cars. I don't know if I'm going to take this one today, but can you walk me through the details? Can you walk me through the logistics? Can you walk me through like what I'm going to need? Like what is my credit score going to have to be? How can you get me the best deal? And I'm having conversations with these people in my mind, trying to figure out, okay, I'm going to need this much money. My credit score needs to be at this much. If I need a co-signer, I can get this person. And they're breaking it all down and letting me know, hey, the test drive and this and that. And I would always do that. You know what I would do? I would go and I'd be like, yo, can I sit in the car? Can you open it for me? They will open up the car for me. And I would sit there and I'd be like, yo, can you give me like 5 minutes in here real quick? And they would be like, yeah, no problem, bro. Whenever you're done, just check it out. And I would just sit there like this in the car. And I would put my arms on the thing, and then I'd put my arms on the wheel. I could feel the leather. I start to touch it. I start to look up. I would smell the car, smell the leather of the car. Like I would immerse myself in the experience, right? So, because I wanted to feel like, yo, what is this going to feel like? Because remember, now my goal is to go home and visualize the car, visualize myself in the car, what the leather feels like, what it smells like, how the seat hugs my back and everything, the massages and just the whole experience, because I wanted to improve my experience that I was going to have in my imagination, right? So I started to do that as well. I started to do that. Another thing we did, right? My friends, they like to chill. You guys like to chill, smoke in the car, whatever, listen to music. You know what we did? We would get in the car, we would put personal development on, and we would go drive through the rich neighborhoods and pick the houses. Like, yo, one day I'm gonna have a house like this. One day I'm gonna have a house like that. Yo, look at this one right here. Sheesh, bro, look at the 5-car garage. These are the 5 cars. And what we started to do was we started to change our environment. I started to change my environment. I started to look at the things that I wanted. I started to put myself in the places that I wanted to be at. And I started to see these things a lot more. right? I started to brainwash myself. I know this sounds crazy to some of you guys, but yo, I'm telling you guys, this stuff works. Especially when you come from where I come from. Those things don't happen. People don't drive these kind of cars. People don't live in these kind of houses. People don't, eat at these kind of places. But I wanted those things. I wanted to eat at those places. I want to drive these cars. I want to buy my mom and dad a house of that magnitude, right? I want to live a life of freedom, abundance, wealth, peace, right? Put a 2 in the chat box if you want to live a life of abundance, freedom, peace, love, all of these things, right? So I started to see these things, and it's not because of the materialistic things. That's the mistake that most people think. Well, no, you're talking about materialistic things. No, remember, it's about the person you got to become to get those things, right? So it's the person I got to become to own a G-Wagon, the person I got to become to be able to live in a $5-10 million house, right? It's the person I got to become to get those things. That's the focus, right? And that's what I always did. I'm like, yo, in order for me to get these things, I need to become a lot better person. So like I said again, your environment changes when you change. Okay? The car you drive changes. The places you eat at change. The food you eat changes. Everything changes when you change. I can't remember the last time I ate fast food. I can't remember the last time I had McDonald's. Nothing against McDonald's. I used to have McDonald's all the time when I was broke, right? Because that was all I could afford. But now that I can afford more, you can't pay me to eat at McDonald's, right? Everything changes when you change. Everything changes when you change. Absolutely everything. The places you eat at, the places you travel to, everything, because you elevate. Your consciousness elevates, your awareness elevates, and now you can only attract things on those levels of vibration. I changed, my place changed. Now when I walk outside, I see palm trees, I see the sun. There's no homeless people, there's no drugs being sold anywhere, there's safety, everything is abundant, I have everything that I want. But I had to change. If I had not changed, I would still be in the hood. And I love where I grew up. I love where I grew up. It's not saying that where I grew up is bad. I love where I grew up. That I had the most fun most fun times. I tell people all the time, I had the best childhood in the whole entire world. I love where I grew up. But was it where I wanted to continue to live? No. So the environment is only going to change if you change. It's only going to change if you change. So you guys got to focus on the change. And remember, it has to be something you do often. It can't be something that you just do once in a while. You got to do it often. All right. So number one, one of the 4 factors to change and increase your belief level was your environment. Guys, this used to increase my belief level. Imagine going and sitting in these cars. That used to make me believe, yo, I can one day own these cars. Right? Me driving through these neighborhoods, that used to make me believe one day I could live in these neighborhoods. Me going to those restaurants, you know what that did? That made me believe that I could one day eat at those restaurants. And today I live those things. Okay. So the number one thing you got to focus on is your environment. That's the first factor. Factor number 2 is the people. You want to increase your belief level? You got to hang around different people. Look, guys, I love my friends. I love my mom. I love my dad. I love the people in my family. Okay. But because of them, I only knew what I knew. I used to think that making $70,000, $80,000 a year was a lot of money. Like I used to be like, yo, wow, bro. Like, yo, I get to 70, 80 racks. I made it, bro. Like I'm good. And then I started meeting people that make $80,000 a month, $100,000 a month. And I'm like, wait. What you mean you make? Like, I didn't even think that was possible. Like that's when you know that you're hanging out with the wrong people. I'm like, wait, you mean to tell me that you're making what people make in a year? You make that in a month? He was like, yeah, I make 80,000. I make $100,000 a month. And I'm like, yo, we can do that. Like, he was like, yeah, bro, you can do it too. I could show you how to do it. I could show you exactly how I did it. And I'm like, well, say no more. I started to hang around different people, right? I started to put myself in environments where I was the dumbest person in the room, and I had all this room to grow. I'll give you guys a funny story. Not a funny story, but a story with a leader of mine that I had recently. We had a leader that he had came to one of our houses, and he was talking to me, and he was like, bro, I just feel bad. And I'm like, why? How come, bro? He's like, I don't know, man. I don't feel like I deserve to be here. And I'm like, why not? He's like, I don't know, bro. It's just, I don't know. He was just confused. And I'm like, bro, you deserve to be here. You're in the right place at the right time. You see, the thing is, every environment that you were a part of, you were always the smartest in your environment. You were always the one leading. You were always doing the teaching. You were always the one that was the top person in your environment. And the thing is, what had happened was, because he was no longer that person, now he was always the top, but now he came into an environment where he was the bottom and the lid was so much more bigger. So I told him, I'm like, yo, bro, this is the environment you want to be in, where you're at the floor and people above you can help you grow, right? Look at all the space you have to grow. When you were the top person in your environment, you were the lid. No one can grow as big as you. But now you're at the floor and the lid is so much bigger because you got people like me in the room, and you got other leaders and other people in the room that are making a lot more money than you. So look at all the space you have to grow. These are the rooms you want to put yourself in. You don't want to put yourself in rooms where people aren't dreaming big. You don't want to put yourself in rooms where people are complaining about their bills and working check to check. Nothing wrong with it. Trust me, guys, I get it. People go through things, and people have life experiences that they go through. And yes, are you compassionate and can you have empathy towards those people? Absolutely. I'm not telling you to cut those people off. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, you need to spend more time in environments where people are going to uplift you, where people are going to celebrate you, where people are going to give you the keys to success so that you can become successful, right? These are the environments you want to be in. Because think about it. How much time do you spend in your environment? How much time are you spending in your environment? And how much time do you spend in environments that are helping you grow and helping you elevate? That'll tell you a lot. Think about your closest 5 friends. You are the average, your income is the average of the closest 5 friends that you have. And that includes your family, your girlfriend, your boyfriend. Think about them. Like, I had to do this. I had to sit down and I had to look at this. Love my friends to death. Nothing against them. I'm taking them with me to the top. I remember, I never forget where I came from, but I looked at the people in my corner, the people in my friends group, and I looked at them and I'm like, damn, this guy, this person, they only make this amount of money. They only know this much. And when I looked at it, and then I looked at me and I looked at my average, I realized that I was just an average of my friends. Love them to death though, nothing against them. But I said, yo, I need to start putting myself in circles where I'm the dumbest person and the brokest person in the room. And that's what I started to do. I started to go to networking events. I started to pay for mentorship. I started to get access to communities, right? I tell people this all the time, right? A lot of people have this, if you guys don't know this, I'm a professional network marketer, right? That's my main source of income is network marketing. I tell people this all the time. I think network marketing is the best opportunity in the whole world. I don't care what nobody tells me. Not because of the products or services or any of that stuff, right? I think it's the best because of the people you get a chance to meet in network marketing. Because something I learned is that network marketing is a wealth building tool through the network of people that you meet. The people that you meet is where the value comes. The products, the services, the company, all of that stuff is just a bonus. But the people that you meet is where the real value actually is. So I started to surround myself with these people. And guess what? These people started inviting me to events. I started to hear these people's stories. They started to invite me to dinners. They started to invite me to these masterminds and all these things. And I started to sit down and I was like, wait, yo, this is amazing. Like, I want to be more a part of this. Like, I have friends of mine that are picking up tabs on $5,000 dinners. I'm like, wait, what? I have some of my best friends now that I've seen them. You ever heard the song by Drake and The Weeknd, The Crew, right? The Crew. And in Drake, he says, blew 50K on a vacation just to see the look on all their faces. Like, I've seen my friends do that for their families. I've seen my friends blow 50K on a vacation just to see the look on all their families' faces. And I was part of that group. And I'm like, yo, like, this is possible. Like, I can't wait. Like, think about this is all building my belief system because I changed the people that I was hanging around with for some time. Now I'm able to see what's possible. Yo, you can spend 50K on a vacation. You could pay for $5,000 dinners. I went and bought a luxury car with my mentor when he went and bought it. I saw him sign the papers. I was there in the experience when he bought a Lamborghini. Like, I saw it with my own eyes. I saw the guy hand him the keys. I was drinking the champagne with him. I drank the champagne with him as he was buying the car. I was able to experience that. Now, had I not changed the people I was hanging out with, I would have never been able to experience that. I would have never been able to go to these places. I would have never been able to learn the things that I've learned today. And that's the thing that we got to do, guys. We got to put ourselves in more rooms and in more communities with more people that have more than us that we can learn from. Why do you think I have all these books that you guys see here? Is because I would put myself in these rooms and I was picking people's brains. Yo, what book did you read? What were the audios? How did you deal with failure? How did you develop leaders? What percentage of your income were you investing here? When did you get into real estate? When is the right time for me to get into real estate? What does a kid like me needs to do to get your private mentorship to do this? And remember, guys, I'm in these environments. I'm a young, hungry kid. So these millionaires, they see a lot of themselves in me. So they're like, wait, yo, this kid is hungry. This kid showed up with questions. This kid is looking for value. You know what they did? Yo, come here, bro. Here's my number. Yo, we're having a networking event next week. Yo, I want to invite you to a dinner. Next thing you know, they start caring. And now I'm being brought around these rooms. I'm being invited to yachts. I'm being invited to dinners because they're like, yo, this kid got it. He just needs guidance. He just needs help. Because they remember when they were in my shoes and I was just like them and I was just hungry, wanting more. So they were like, you know what? Let me help this kid. Let me give him the books to read. Let me give him the events. Let me invest back into this kid because one day he's going to be where I'm at today. And I want to play a part in that story. I can tell you guys from experience because I do that to my people. I see people that I see so much of myself in them. And naturally, I'm just attracted to them and I want to help them because I know they have what it takes to get to where I'm at. So because I started to surround myself with the right people, everything started to change. My beliefs were broken. $80,000 a year, that's not money, bro. I know people making $100,000 a year. And I started to realize that in order for you to increase your belief level, you need to change the people that you're hanging around with every single day. Because the people you hang around with every single day, okay, their habits become your habits. Their problems become your problems. Their beliefs become your beliefs, okay? Everything becomes, because it's all energy. Remember, energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It can only be transferred. So if you're with those kind of people all the time, then guess what? You're always going to have the habits and the things of these people. Okay. My mentor told me this. He said, Nano, you're spending 10 minutes. No, he said, you're spending 30 minutes with people. Sorry, no. I got it right here. He said, you're spending 3 hours with people that you should be spending 30 minutes with. And then you're spending 30 minutes with people that you should be spending 3 hours with. When he told me that, I was like, sheesh. Let me repeat it again. He said, you're spending 3 hours with people that you should be only spending 30 minutes with. And you're spending 30 minutes with people that you should be spending 3 hours with. Does that make sense? Right? That's what he told me. He said, that's what's holding you back. I remember when I asked him that question, I'm like, yo, bro, I feel like there's something holding me back. What's holding me back, bro? I feel like I'm doing the work, I'm reading the books, I'm doing what's required, but just something is holding me back. He says, I have an answer for you if you're willing to listen. I'm like, okay. He said, do I have your permission to make you uncomfortable and tell you something that you may not want to hear? And I'm like, yes, of course you do. He said, this is the problem right here. He said, you're spending 3 hours with people you should be spending 30 minutes with, and you're spending 30 minutes with people that you should be spending 3 hours with. And I was like, can you explain? He was like, well, perfect example, me right here. He said, how much time have you spent with your friends this week? And I started to think. I'm like, sheesh, a couple of hours for sure. He was like, okay. He was like, how much time have you spent with me? He was like, well, only this time right here. He was like, there you go. There's your answer. So today we'll spend maybe 30 minutes, an hour with each other. But you spend 3, 4, 5, who knows, God, how many hours you've spent with your friends. So you're spending all these hours with your friends. You're spending 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours with your friends, but you're only spending 30 minutes with me. When you should be spending 5 hours with me and 30 minutes with them. And at that moment, it clicked. I was like, you're right. It's true. It's true. It was true. It was so true. I was like, when he told me that, it was like smacking me in the face without smacking me. I was like, this is so true. And I was like, I need to spend more time with my mentors. I need to call my mentors more. I need to go where my mentors are. So I started to go to all the events, whatever events my mentors were going to, that's where I was at. I would schedule lunches. I would schedule mentorship calls. The people. Nano, what if I don't have anybody? Well, when the student is ready, the mentor and the teacher appears. Keep studying, keep learning. My first mentor was Jim Rohn. Before I had Matt Rosa, before I had Alex Morton, before I had all these big time 8-figure earners, these were my friend was Jim Rohn on YouTube. That was my mentor. Today, all my friends are 7 and 8-figure earners. I'm the only 6-figure earner in my friends. True story. Out of all my friends, I'm the only person that is a 6-figure earner. All my friends are 7, 8-figure earners. All of them. My new group of friends are all 7, 8 figures. And I have a couple 6-figure earners as well. But for the most part, all my friends are all, not to flex, but all my friends are legit all 8 figures. Like they're all in the 10 millions and above. Like that's the kind of money they have. And these are my best friends now. So if you hang around 7 millionaires, eventually you'll become the 8th, right? So mine is almost a matter of time. It's only a matter of time before my time comes. And I teach you guys everything that they teach me. That's why I be telling people, I'm like, yo, people that don't jump on mornings with Nano, like only if you guys knew that everything that I teach you guys is coming from the top. They taught me this. They taught me about the 4 factors to environments. Oh, that's dope. They popped some fireworks on my thing over there, which is pretty cool. Yo, like this is how it worked, fam. Like this is what I had to do. So you gotta change your people. They say, show me your friends, I'll show you your future. So that's number 2, the people. The people. And sometimes you're gonna have to separate to elevate. I had to cut off a lot of people. My issue is, where can I find those millionaires to surround myself with? Join networks, join people, go to networking events. Thankfully for me, I found them within my business. And I wasn't able to attract them right away, but guess what I did? I worked on myself hard enough. Until they realized who I was. Because like I said, when the student is ready, the mentor will appear. And I had to separate to elevate. I separated myself until I had all the knowledge and everything possible so that I can attract the right people. My issue, yeah, exactly. And Jay-Z, look, in reality, I love what you said. You are like, if you guys are right here, you are in an environment where you can grow and elevate. The information that I'm giving you guys is 8-figure information. is just it's being delivered by someone who's on his way to make his first 7 figures. Don't wait till I become a 7-8 figure earner to be like, yo, no, I want to do what you're doing. No, bro, I'm right here right now with you. Like, I'm right here right now with you. So the second factor is people that builds your belief level. Okay, number 3. Let me wrap this up because I know it's already been an hour. Number 3 is information. Information, what? Changes what? What does information do? What does it change? You want to build your belief level? You need information. So information changes what? It changes your situation, fam. It changes everything, right? And you got to remember, guys, the more you know, the more you can do. Always be coachable. Always jump on these calls. I know people that, they jump on Mornings with Nano for a week. They jump on Mornings with Nano for a month, and then they don't hop on anymore. I've heard people say, yo, I don't jump on anymore because a lot of it sounds repetitive. But only if you knew that it's the repetitive of the information that actually changes your paradigm. But you see, people don't know that. People don't know that you got to repeat the same thing over and over and over again until it gets ingrained. So if I could jump on this call every single day and teach the 5 basics of success, and you should jump on. Because to know and to not do is to not know at all. How many people know the 5 basics of success? Not many. You know what I'm saying? How many people know the 2 ways to change your paradigm? Not many. How many people here can tell me there's 6 higher faculties? Not many. So information is what changes, guys. That's why I read all the books. That's why I listen to all the audios. That's why I jump on all the mentorship sessions. That's why I pay for coaching. That's why I pay to go to, networking events and leadership events and all this stuff. And that's why, because I know that information is going to help me increase my belief level. Because I've read all these books, my belief level has gone up because of the information I have access to. It's so important. The information is vital. YouTube, podcasts, books, audios, events, mentorship, calls, all of that stuff. The more information, the better. Because the more you know, the more you can do. The more you can do, the more you can earn. You need information. You need to be jumping on Mornings with Nano every day. You need to be paying for information as well. Okay? There's nothing wrong with paying for information. Right? The more you pay attention. That's the name of the game. Right? This is what I do, guys. I've paid for information in the past. I've paid memberships. I paid for events. You know how many events I paid for where I bought flights, I bought tickets, I paid for hotels, I paid for Ubers, thousands of dollars just to sit down and fill up a notebook of notes. I've done it many times. I had to invest 6 figures to make the money that I've made today. 6 figures I had to invest. And so if I look back at it, I've invested easy 6 figures into books, audios, events, coaching, easy 6 figures, easy. But guess what? Look at how much it's made me. Look at the life I live. Look at how at peace I live. Look at the leaders we've been able to develop. Look at the organizations we've been able to create. Why? Because I invested back into the information. And you know what's the sad part? A lot of this information is actually free. Look at how I give it to you guys for free. Twice a week. Twice a week. I have the Mornings with Nano podcast free. Free. Now, yes, is eventually one day people are going to have to pay a lot of money for this? Yes, absolutely. One day people will have to pay for this. It's not going to be free forever. It won't be free forever. It won't be at this price forever. It's only going to go up. I give it to you guys now at this price and at this accessibility because I want you guys to change. but you need information. So that's the third way to build your belief system. You got to invest back into the information. You guys got to be reading every day. You got to be listening to audios every single day. You got to be going to events at least once a quarter. You need to be doing these things day in and day out, regardless of what's happening in your life. That'll help you increase your belief system. And then last but not least, number 4 is life experiences. Life experiences is the fourth way to build your belief system. I always tell people this, and I say this very humbly, okay? I've been blessed to make great money, okay? Now, one thing about me, if you know me, I'm not the materialistic type of guy, right? I didn't go and buy watches. I didn't go and buy designer. I didn't go to the club and blow it. I invested my money into experiences, okay? I instead of me going to the club and blowing $5,000 at the club with my friends for a night, I used to take that $5,000 and fly to Dubai and go skydiving and stay at a beautiful resort and eat at the nicest restaurants and create experiences. That was me though, right? I did that. Okay. Instead of buying myself a chain or a watch, I would take that and go invest into an experience. Life experiences. Life experiences. That's what I did. I know a lot of people that I know, they spend it on designer, they bought the clothes, they bought the sneakers, they bought the watches, and that's what they love, and that's okay, right? But what helped me was that I invested into life experiences. So with all the money that I've made, still to this day, I still just invest into experiences. I love experiences. Do I still like my designer here and there and all that stuff? Yeah, it's cool. It's awesome. We all want it and we all will get it eventually. But I always started about it in the beginning. I'm like, yo, none of this stuff is going to mean anything. These sneakers are just going to be another pair of sneakers. This watch, this everything will just be another watch at some point. But those experiences will live with me forever. I'll be talking to my grandkids about me skydiving in Dubai. I've been to the top of the Eiffel Tower in Paris. I've zip lined through the jungles of Costa Rica. I swam with dolphins and I've swam with sharks. I've been in cages with tigers in Thailand. I think about all the things that I've done and I'm like, yo, those experiences mean more to me than anything else. I've sat on the coast of Barcelona while eating paella and drinking, what's that drink called again? The one that's with sangria, drinking sangria, like I remember all those experiences. I remember them so clearly. And you know what those experiences did? It gave me belief level. It helped increase my belief level because it made me realize what's possible. It made me realize how much harder I need to go. My mom and somebody always told me this. He said, if you travel the world, it said, no, this is what they said. They said, if you don't get a chance to travel, you actually die blind. Like if you live your life without traveling and seeing the world, you actually die blind. My mom once told me that. She said, you know what I love about you, Papi? She said that you're going to die with seeing the world. You're not going to die blind. And I'm like, what do you mean? She was like, well, people that don't travel die blind. People that don't go visit the world, they die blind because they never got to see what's actually out there. They never got to have those experiences. They never got to see the way the world is. And to an extent, it made me happy, but then it also broke my heart at the same time because my mom hasn't got a chance to experience the things that I experienced. She's lived them through me, though. She's like, I lived through you. I lived through you, but you die blind if you don't actually, like, if you guys see the things that I've seen, and I know some of you guys are world travelers, so you guys know what it's like to travel. But if you have not traveled, you need to go out and travel. You need to go experience the world. I've visited over 40 different states in the United States, and I've visited over 25 countries. Okay. And the world is a beautiful, beautiful place. And it really, really, really does increase your belief level. It just does something to you. It just does something to you that you can never, ever, ever imagine. It just does something inside of you that you can't even describe, guys. I promise you. Go take that trip. You guys invest hundreds and thousands of dollars into these clothes. Yo, what if you just start saving a couple of dollars every single month and treat yourself to a nice vacation? Go out and see Mexico, go see South America, go to Europe, go to Portugal. My favorite places are, if I think of my favorite places in the world, I think about Thailand, Phuket, Thailand, one of my favorite places in the world. I love Costa Rica. I love Barcelona. I love Portugal. I love Italy. Oh my God, Italy is so beautiful. I love Dubai. I love Colombia. I love so many different places that I've been to, man. Like, you just sit there in awe. And sometimes you feel like you're living in a movie, because a lot of these places I once saw in movies and now I'm living in them. And I'm like, sheesh, yo, these experiences are incredible. Travel, take that trip, take that leap of faith. Go live your life, man. Go live your life. Trust me, it makes all the difference. I promise you, it makes all the difference. If you just start living more, live, go out and boldly live. Dude, be honest with you, there were many times I invested into trips that left me broke. But I was like, you know what? I could make money again, but that experience, I'll never be able to get it again. So I'm grateful I made the experience. For me, it was all about the experiences, man. You know how many times I've been to Tulum? More times that I can count. People, we go out to Tulum and people know us already out there. I work hard, but I travel a lot. Like, for example, we just got dropped the Europe tour. I'm going to be doing 10 countries in 11 days in July. 10 countries in 11 days. Germany. We're going to Germany. We're going to France. We're going to Netherlands. We're going to Slovenia. We're going to Serbia, Italy, Poland. There you go. Every day a different city. Wake up, next city. Wake up, next city. Wake up, next city. I've been to all those countries, so I'm grateful, but I love these things. And it's for work, but the beautiful thing about it, I also get to experience these things, right? My goal by the end of the year is to get to 30 countries. So right now I'm at 26. I need to visit 4 new countries this year. And I haven't even started. So I need to figure out what 4 countries I'm going to visit. Got to go somewhere for my birthday. My birthday's coming up soon. I got to see where I'm going to go. I need 4 new countries that I need to go to. I want to go to El Salvador. I'm going to take advantage while I'm out. And I want to go to Greece too as well. I want to go to El Salvador this year. I want to go to Greece. Where else do I want to go? I want to go to somewhere in the Caribbean, like St. Lucia, maybe, something like that. I've always wanted to go to Singapore. My birthday's June 1st. Egypt. Always wanted to go to Egypt. Brazil, New Zealand. If you guys know any cool places that I should go for my birthday, let me know. Because I'm trying to figure out where to go for my birthday, honestly. Like, I'm still trying to figure out what would be the most dope birthday. It's my 30th too, right? It's my 30th birthday as well. So it's like, I don't just want to stay in Miami for my birthday. I kind of want to do something special for my 30th. My birthday is June 1st. Yeah, my birthday is June 1st. 30, Reedy. Right? So it's like, I don't just want to do it in Miami. I kind of want to do something fun. But yeah, guys, it's experiences. I've been to Egypt. So if you guys have some good places I should go to that I would have fun and be able to have some good experiences, let me know, please, because I need to go to these places. I need something fun to do for my birthday. But yeah, guys, those right there are the four factors to building a strong belief level. Number 1 is your environment. Number 2 is people. Number 3 is information. And number 4 is experiences, life experiences. So live it up, fam. You want to build your belief level this year? Remember those 4 things: environment, people, informations, life experiences. Again, one more time. Number 1, environment. Number 2, people. Number 3, information. Number 4, life experiences. Put some 444s in the chat box if you guys got some good some good experiences from this, if you guys got some good value from this, I've been to Paris already. I want to go somewhere I've never been before, so I'll see. Turks and Caicos, maybe. I turned 30 this year. Anybody else turning 30? I saw somebody else. Grand Canyon, Sedona. Yeah, I thought about it. I kind of want to leave the country though. I've been to Arizona many times. I want to do something I've never done. Like I want to do a pretty cool experience, you know. Guatemala, I thought about that actually. 444. I like that. All right, guys. Go to see the pyramids. Maybe, maybe the pyramids, maybe South Africa. I really want to do something like on the beach though, like on an island somewhere. Morocco sounds dope too as well. We'll see. We'll see. The last thing I want to do is be in Miami. So we'll see. Ever been to China? Nah, never been to China. Cuba, maybe. Who knows? Iceland would be dope. St. Lucia. I'm thinking about St. Lucia. St. Lucia's been calling my name, so I'm gonna check it out. But with that being said, guys, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I hope you guys got a lot of value. Remember, guys, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. I've been to Croatia. Please subscribe to this channel if you have not subscribed. If you have not joined my Nano's exclusive mentorship group, go join it. It's in the bio for my IG. You guys can join it there. Follow me on Instagram at Long Live Nano. You guys can follow me on Instagram at Long Live Nano. If you guys don't follow me, okay, that's my Instagram. And with that being said, I'll see you guys here every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Share this with a friend, share this with a family member. I'm going to do a quick prayer for us, and then we're going to wrap it up right there. All right, guys. So quick prayer, everybody bow your heads and let's pray. Father God, thank you so much for allowing us to wake up on this beautiful Thursday morning. Today, we don't really want to ask for anything. We just want to say thank you, God. We just want to say thank you for our health. Thank you for your guidance. Thank you for the wisdom that you continue to pour into us. Thank you for creating a community where we can grow, we can celebrate each other, and we can hold each other accountable. Thank you for our families. Thank you for our kids. Thank you for the challenges that you bring into our lives to make us better. Thank you for our businesses. Thank you for the money in our lives. Thank you for the abundance of money that's going to continue to flow through us. Thank you for our peace. Thank you for the love that you continue to show us. Thank you for it all, Father. Our hands are open to receive all the blessings. All right, Father, we are just so grateful. And even for the people that are on this call who are dealing with tough times, Father, we just want to say thank you for you being there by their side, for healing the brokenhearted, for healing them of any diseases or anything that is not aligned with their body or their purpose. Father, just say thank you for it all. We don't want to ask for anything. We just want to say thank you today, because without you, none of this will be possible. And we are grateful for your leadership. We are grateful for you holding our hand through this process. And most importantly, we are grateful that you've created this community where we can all grow and elevate and keep you in the center, Father. So thank you. Let's go out and have a great day. And in your name we pray. Amen. 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 Everybody drop a thank you in the chat box. A thank you and an I am, so that we can spread all that love, all that positivity, and all that gratitude to our God, to our universe, to whatever it is that you believe in. Just thank you. All right, guys. So I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I hope you guys have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day. Hazel, say bye to everybody. Come here. This is my baby Hazel right here. Bye, guys. Mwah. Appreciate you guys, fam. I hope you guys have a good one.